A couple of ghosts. Well, no, not even a couple. You just got one ghost, one frenzy, one sheriff. The rest are on classics.
Yeah, this sheriff has to put in the work if they want to have any hopes of winning this round. Right now, it looks like that's not going to happen. The capriciouS is going to get taken down by that Spectre, immediately opening up the B site. So they're not going to be able to get this spike down because they're already defending the site so well.
Yeah, I mean, that is how Aricat Aresta plays, especially with the fact that they have the weaponry. Unfortunately, though, Alyssa is going to push up front, getting a little bit greedy. I think she got punished with a classic, so now the flawless has been taken away. It's all up to Japips, but Noxy will still be the one to finish her up. To stall, they're putting up all these bits of utility, the Sage Wall, the slow orbs, but the one thing that they forgot to account for is the zipline, and Japips is looking to exploit that. Goes up on top of the boxes, but YOKY is still right underneath here. She's looking for Japips, but she's already fallen off, and right now Alexy's here to take her place. They go in for the double peaks, and with that, the frags coming into the round. Spike
TCRI is being able to basically weaken this operator. Every time you push an operator off their first spot, right, they actually get weaker. It's not as effective anymore. They're trying to get into the site already, using the dash, using the leer as well, and they've already taken control over the site.
My God, capriciouS, she's looking ferocious, but this time it's going to be YOKY that takes her down. So along with this, she still has one more leer, one more dismiss or absorb to play with, and she could just push them off site, and that's exactly what is happening right now. TCRI sensing the danger, they're going to fall back for just a second, maybe play at long range rather than up close and personal. Maybe with the Phantoms, they might be able to find something. They actually managed to take down the operator, but all of these trades happening on the board right now, it's just trade frags on top of trade frags. But the spike has been planted, and Alyssa with the wall will be able to stick the defuse and get the finishing frag. Aricat Aresta have come here to all those trades. The attacking team is just like, wait, what's going on? They're actually sticking the diffuser, and right now, YOKY's doing the same thing she's been doing so far, just holding these long angles. She's actually able to take a couple of frags, and that's why with the opening picks, right now, TCRIs are incredibly weakened. Still, though, you cannot doubt them because Alexy, she's able to find frags as well. Now coming down to this, they managed to take Rudys away as well. YOKY trying to stay alive for as long as possible. She's gotten the spike down, but has to retreat to safety for the time being. Alexy is looking out for her. I don't know if YOKY expects Ali to be looking her from the back towards mid, but it's not even necessary right now. Alexy! And that could have been to their detriment, but they stood back and they were patient. They had eyes in their veins. I think that's what I'm trying to say, of course, is ICEBOX. But Noxy right now, I mean, this is something that TCRI has been struggling with. The opening picks have often gone towards Aricat Aresta just because of the angles that Aricat are holding. So I think TCRIs might need to be a little bit more careful. So pumping the brakes for a second, they're falling back off of Maze. What do you think they're trying to do, Marky?
I think they just want to see if someone pushes it yet again. I mean, when you're down one player, it's always like, can we even things out? You want to take things slow. You don't want to be forcing it because you're playing against a 4v5 right now. And as attackers, you can still choose to go into a site because you will overwhelm whoever's in the site, but they need to find these picks first.
They haven't been able to find them, though. And right now, I think Aricat Aresta are trying to stall for as long as possible. The poison orb being up on mid allows for the Sage player to kind of push up front. Alyssa going underneath too might have just been heard by Alexy, who does get a little bit curious, but thankfully Alyssa switches and looks back to take her down with a headshot. 3 players remaining for this offensive push right now, and it's a little bit difficult. Noxy making all that much more tough. It's going to be shirazi who tries to put a stop to this, but unfortunately, even with the fight, a little bit worried because right now there is a Viper's Pit going up on the A site. And you know as well as I do, it's very difficult to just walk in and out of that thing. But thankfully, even with the Viper's Pit up, the Hunter's Fury will be able to take that down. Still, though, capriciouS going incredibly aggressive. She will get punished by her counterpart, Jet Noxy. Wall goes up, and they are looking for some semblance of control over the site. And along with that frag, they will be able to get it. Spike goes down right now. It's going to be retakes game 3v4.
Yeah, TCRI not getting phased by those round losses at all. They just decisively go into the A side, get that time down, immediately position for the post plant. 4v3 right now for them, but the rest comes in. Japips gets taken down as well. It's now reversed. Now there's the equalizer from Alexy. Shirazi takes one as well, but gets immediately traded 2v2 right now. Alexy, good for the headshot. And Alyssa tries to put another cheeky wall down, but there's an angle for Alexy to shoot her. He's trying to go for the defuse. Recon Bolt coming out. Oh, does she expect this? Oh no, both are actually peeking her. And Alyssa takes one down, but Alexy is going to seal the deal for TCRIs. And this game...
Positioned over mid, they could hear those footsteps between those thin walls. But the main thing that they got to worry about is there going to be a flank guard? And I think there is. Shirazi as well as Rudys. They're trying to be the ones to stop any potential flankers. But instead, they push out front, so that allows for a trade to happen. Rosey here to back her up as well, and right now, Noxy getting the second one. Spike being downed is the biggest possible win that Aricat Aresta can be looking for in this round.
How do you even get the spike in that position? Against an operator, it's out in the open. There's no walls nearby. They don't have smokes right now except for the jet, which is hardly much.
Has to be a mistake. Like, I think they got a little bit too curious. So right now, they want to retrieve it, and they will, along with that Cloudburst, but now you only have one Cloudburst remaining, 2 Shock Darts, your Recon Bolt is recharging. How do you push past Maze?
Yeah, they need to get this opening frag, but they don't even check the corner. Alyssa was still waiting there. Alyssa and Ali. That's, maybe they're both Alyssas,
30 seconds left.
One is a bit shorter. And Rosey with the flank takes down capriciouS, and this game definitely is going to just...
The bank, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
They are trying to go in for an A split, but there it is. capriciouS, she's doing her job getting those entries. Opening pick has been gathered, and off of that, maybe a burst in towards B this time?
Yeah, you mentioned that capriciouS was the one to watch, and getting first kills is very important because you put your team at an immediate advantage. However, Noxy's actually with the operator here, takes the leg instead. Ali jumping up in time as she took that leg shot. Noxy trying to reposition here, finds capriciouS, takes her down with an operator. It's still really dangerous right now, but Alexy is going to take Rosey XP down, and the spike is going to go down. There's no one actually, there's still nobody on the flank, and there's the res coming out for capriciouS as well. Japips takes Noxy down after resing. That's exactly how you should res with a Sage. Protect the person you res, and Shirazi takes Alyssa down as well. Down to Rudys right now. What can she do? She can take one down. She's trying to go for more. Japips just finishes her off, and TCRIs in this game of...
Minds is the fact that, is TCRI still going to go for this push? Because they're kind of falling back for a little second.
Yeah, and look at Aricat Aresta. They've already collapsed onto that B side. There's already one member actually pushed away all the way into A main. And they might just get caught here if they're not careful. Great patience here from Aricat Aresta. They know they don't need to rush. There's the Leer coming out. YOKY gets the opening frag. Noxy re-peeks as well, takes Japips down. And this 1-2 duelist punch at yellow is proving to be lethal for TCRIs. 3v5 right now for them, but oh, capriciouS with a headshot onto Noxy. Where are they finding these kills? YOKY gets a headshot onto Ali though, but gets traded by Shirazi. It's still 2v3. Doable for TCRIs as they try to get onto the site. They still have the Viper's Pit that they might want to commit here. This is the last round after all.
My gosh, I was expecting Aricat Aresta to win this round, but capriciouS taking Noxy down was a big win. Unfortunately, she gets taken out this time, and all that's left is Shirazi has to plant the spike. And Alyssa should know where she is, but she's trying to be very cautious about this. They're even using the shock dart and expecting her to walk out of it. Flushed out of position, Alyssa will be able to collect. The rest have gotten quite a bit of information, but along with that, they spent quite a bit of utility as well. The toxic screen up, the Yap draft being spent. Noxy's just going to use that as an observational post, maybe to take players down as they try to rotate through mid. Meanwhile, the forces, exactly, pushing up on A. It's free. They get the spike down. What happened there?
It's just completely free. I think they kind of like overthought things because they put the wall down mid. I think they wanted to bolster the mid defense, but everyone is actually moving through A. But it seems like they got Noxy anyway. So for the side of TCRIs, I think getting the opening frag is pretty good. 5v4 right now. They still need to get on this spike though. They have to make sure that they kill the remaining members because there might be some post plants here. Ali takes one down. Meanwhile, Ali takes a second down as well, trying to look for a third. The defuse actually goes through, and TCRI sneak the defuse away.
This is same time. The Viper's toxic screen up on B kind of signals to Aricat Aresta that, hey, A site could be weakened. Let's just go into this. Alexy's going to put a stop to that, though. She takes Noxy out. And now, what are Aricat Aresta trying to do?
It seems like they are changing their minds after that first kill. I think they expected Noxy to probably get an opening frag, but Alexy with the hard peek just takes her out. And now it seems like they want to go for that B site instead. Let's see if they can actually execute this.
I think Ali hears all of this, and you can see on the minimap right now, she's trying to set up that flank. At the same time, it's going to be up to Shirazi to hold this for as long as possible for Ali's flank to be effective. One thing that I'm thinking about, though, what is Rudys doing all the way on A? The Viper's Pit has gone up. The spike is on B as well. Rudys is so far away from her pack. This could be disastrous or really good. Who knows? Still, though, Ali's flank has not been discovered yet. And right now has been discovered. YOKY finally sees her. She gets taken out. And there it is. The Viper's Pit still being a very big obstacle. Japips trying to weave in and out of that thing. She's managed to take a couple of players down really low, but unfortunately not able to connect. It's all up to capriciouS, and she gets taken out by alyssa.
Oh, okay. They're committing the pit, and I think that's exactly what they want to do with the judge. I mean, you can save a bit of money, but Noxy with a sick one tap just takes Alexy down and immediately switches to her knife. They just waltzes into the site, and it looks like Aricat Aresta are just gonna take control of it for free. Hunter's Fury getting committed, tags alyssa a little bit, takes her down, and YOKY gets taken down by capriciouS as well.
Okay.
Great play for Ali here. I think that she's gonna find another, almost finds Noxy there, who jumps across. Shirazi with the judge, able to upgrade her weapon as well. 4v2 right now, and it looks like Rosey is just gonna try to look for picks here from yellow. They're both playing from towards their own spawn. Doesn't take capriciouS down, actually eats a headshot. That's all down to Rudys. Trying to, was that a shock dart lineup? I think they're probably gonna be, oh no, yeah, it's a bit too late.
Yeah, they left the two. Saw that judge in the Viper's Pit. Unfortunately, it didn't go quite as planned. This time they still have the full buy, so it's not the worst thing in the world. And you know what's even better is just capriciouS locking down green. So now TC Arise, they managed to hold their ground. It's all up to Shirazi to hold her ground on the B side. She's good for one. She's done her job. She's managed to take 2 players off of the roster, and that means only 3 targets remaining. TC Arise can go in for this retake fully healthy.
Yeah, and kind of a delayed plant spike there. They can't even get any res out. Rudy takes one, but the rest of TC Arise are going to finish them off. The rest goes on to Alexy as well, and they finally string 2 rounds together on the side of TC Arise. So they're on the lead again, and they actually save 4 rifles going to the next round. So starting funneling into the side. Hunter's Fury getting committed to clear the side, but Ali is there to take Noxy down. But Rudy's lands his second shot onto Shirazi. Alexy takes alyssa down with her operator though. So it's going to be difficult right now for the attackers to get in. There's still 3 of them. So, oh, actually, TC Arise are going to yield the site, and they want to go for this 4v3 retake.
Still though, 4v3 retake, and you know what that means. Not to mention they still have that operator. It just means that TC Arise are going to be coming in on this hard. And Aricat Aresta, they cannot overstay their welcome. You got YOKY, who's activated her Empress, and she needs to find frags in order to make this work. She does get the first one, though, and now trying to find the next, she will be able to get it. Along with that, Rudys, a nice little bit of fire support as well. They managed to clean.
It is open.
They're going for it. We saw this a couple rounds back. Rudys on A to try to catch Shirazi or something. Meanwhile, they are just staying around mid because that's the best possible spot for them to rotate back and forth with. In fact, seeing where Shirazi is, they actually kind of want to commit towards A. It's a bit of a gamble. But if it works out, this is beautiful because they managed to take down 2 players. They've taken Alexy, who kind of fell from, I guess, Nest. And right now, it's all up to 3 players. They sense danger from Raptor, so they're a little bit scared, trying to hide back and forth. But they still got to deal with Shirazi. The gamble is not paying out for them. Noxy, though, going in for this, unfortunately, will not be able to capitalize off of this. And now Rudys falls. 1v2. What's going to happen, Key?
I don't know if she can actually peek behind this curtain of smoke because there's 2 players there right now. She has to try to plant the spike here, and then 2 people will just peek out of the pit.
Okay, there they go. They're starting to peek out. They're peeking out on both the left and right side. That's the worst thing in the world for Noxy. But if she can isolate the duels, she gets into 1v1. Now all she needs is Shirazi's head. Shirazi picked up a Phantom as well, though. But she has the Tailwind, doesn't even need it, spots her out, and there it is. Maybe not exactly a Nano Leaf clutch or ace, but still, they pull themselves in towards match point.
Yeah, given the context, not yield their positions too quickly. It seems like there's too many holes in their defense right now that so many times in Aricat Aresta's wins, they just go through mid. They just waltz through.
Still, this time around, though, You've got Japips trying to lock down mid, especially with the fact that she's around tube. With her Spectre, that's the best possible spot she could be in. Someone tries to walk into her easy spray, she gets them down, maybe 2. But, you know, it's already good enough. So mid is not a solution. This time, they sense that they have a lot of space on A, so why not let's try to make something work with this. Still, though, walking past the toxic screen is going to be very, very difficult. Shirazi is in the best possible spot. She gets all the bits of information, takes 3 down, and that makes it a lot easier for the rest of her team. Spike being dropped as well. Rosie's the last one left, and she's hiding around Maze. They know where she is. capriciouS is calling out to her team that she hasn't left her spot yet. You guys can push up front. Now she sees her. Instantly tailwinds away, trying to buy out as much time as possible. Rosey needs to find all of these remaining frags, but it's just a target-rich environment. Way too many. And 12 to 11 is what we are at. A little rough bits in terms of economy, but because TCRIs won the earlier one, they have it better than Aricat Aresta, who have to work with Guardians and Bulldogs and Spectres. Not the best, especially if you're on the attacking side, because if you're met with a lot of resistance, it's going to be difficult for you to find those angles, to find those tactically superior duels. Right now, capriciouS holding the angle, able to take one down and then immediately dashing away. With that, your offensive pushes have been weakened. Res comes in, all right, that's pretty good, but you still need to work off what you've got. Bladestorm comes out right now, but the main thing that they've got to worry about is the fact that TCRIs already know that they are all around this green and yellow cargo box.
Yeah, the Bladestorm not finding anyone yet, so they still have a little bit of time, but they have to decide now because there's only 50 seconds left, and they still have yet to clear either side. 2-1-2 setup right now for the side of TCRIs, but Aricat Aresta, they're playing uncharacteristically scared here.
Oh my gosh. Very, very cautious. I think they're waiting for that toxic screen to maybe let that thought fester in the minds of TCRIs. Let them think that it could be an A hit, and that's why you got 3 players on the A site. But still, Ali's doing such a great job of anchoring down this. She's able to take down one. Got to deal with Noxy, though, who swaps to her Guardian of all things, actually able to take the headshot away. But Alexy makes it a quick trade. Spike has been planted, so that's the best thing that they could have asked for. They're trying to set up those close plants, but I don't think that's good enough. Because last time they did this, they weren't able to hold down yellow. Now they're trying to do it. It's going to be up to Rosey and Rudys. They managed to take down 2 of them, but that leaves us in a one-on-one where Rudys is 1 HP exactly. She needs that one sweet, crisp tap to put an end to this. And Japips knows that. She's going to stay hidden, trying to get it to halfway. One more shot. Oh, no! Over the top! Not like this!
That was not how I expected it to go. I thought it was going to be a 1 HP one.
Gonna have to delay this for as long as possible with her snake bites. One has already been spent. And TCRI is actually just playing this slow and steady.
Yeah, this slow and steady play. They also have the operator on Noxy, so that's actually a bit of a surprise. Oof. No armor there, but YOKY takes Alexy down. This is not looking good for TCRIs right now.
My gosh, YOKY's like, you thought this side was clear? No, you can go back. Woo. Still though, the operator instantly deleted. Japips is able to claim this site. The wall goes up, but it got shot down. Still though, there is quite a bit of space, and now Shirazi trying to go into its turret mode, watching and hoping that nobody pushes up front so that Japips can get the spike down. But as soon as it goes down, Alyssa pushes up front to take her away. 2v3 now. And Shirazi trying to delay for as long as possible. Still about 30 seconds left on the clock before the spike goes off. Rudy's holding the angle as well. They want to get a favorable duel, but Ali as well as Shirazi are just not giving it to them. YOKY gonna set up for the Lear push. And now the wall goes up. They're going to stick it halfway at the very least. One panel has been taken off. Shirazi doesn't quite know this. And just because of that, they managed to stick the defuse and get the remaining frag. So 13 to 12 we go.
A little bit of redemption.
It was kind of far off to the left, but ooh, big information. Japips wanting to get all of this. She's going in for the double, trying to spray down the third. Swaps to a sidearm, but running out of ammo. She walks back, and that allows for Rosey to push up front to take her down. Toxic screen goes up, so they use this brief moment of respite to recover and recollect themselves, maybe planning for a push up towards kitchen. But in all of that, Ali's going for even more information. The owl drone scouts them out. They hear some footsteps at the same time. It's Alexy holding this off angle. They cannot push in towards A anymore because of that one spot. Their only solution is to keep moving forward or to perhaps go towards Garage? What do you think, Key?
I'm not sure what their options are right now. They can't even use the toxic screen elsewhere anymore because they only use it in mid. But now that they're at a number disadvantage, it's not easy for them to just go into one side and take over it because this mid wall starts to become almost useless for them.
It looks, it blocks off tube, it blocks off maybe some bits of kitchen, but they are in kitchen.
30 seconds left.
It's not going to help them in any of these duels. At the very least, it allows them to push up front. But even with all that space, how can they actually find favorable duels? I don't think they can, and they don't expect Shirazi to be hiding around Snow Pile. That's a big mistake. So Aricat Aresta capitalizing off of this. Could this be it? Are they going to take the first map? The spike still goes down. Shirazi trying to look around, doesn't realize that rosey is behind her. Allows for her to get the Viper's Pit up. This is my domain, Yoky Tenkai. And she's waiting, she's laying out the traps, but no! Alexy already sensing where she could be, but I don't think so. They're holding around mid where they can just reposition back towards screens.
I think they can punish Yoky here. She gets one and gets immediately traded by Alexy. That's the go signal for them going into the site right now. No other defenders actually on A. They rotated out of that site. There's the wall coming up, but they're not going to expect Alexy to be on the other side of this wall. Right now, capriciouS still standing on top. Noxy is trying to look for Japips here. Takes Japips down. They actually know where, I think they know where Alexy is. They spotted her gun barrel. No, they actually shot at the wall. They don't know that she's actually still lurking here. She might be able to find some good kills here. Takes one down, uses the Smith. Is actually trapped though. She almost gets taken on but doesn't. Instead, capriciouS takes someone down. Noxy takes Alexy down. Alyssa takes Ali down. It's all down to capriciouS right now. And it looks like Aricat Aresta are going to be in the lead yet again.
And that is the pattern. They are often the ones reading the situation first. They rotate, they put their She's getting a little bit curious though, and dancing back and forth. Oh, drone doesn't spot Alexy. Yoky thinks this is clear. She goes in, finally spots Alexy, but doesn't have the quicker trigger finger. So now with the opening pick on TC Arise's side, we could see a 14-14 once more. 1 minute left on the clock, and Aricat Aresta want to make the quick switch towards the B site.
Yeah, this does not look good. Yoky though, great on her for checking that corner, but she just misses that shot unfortunately. So Alexy was able to take her down, even though it was a blind spot from the drone. It looks like they're gonna go for this B plan instead. Ali with a shock dart doesn't actually damage. I think got clipped by the box there. Shirazi tries to shoot some shots through the smoke, does not get anyone at all. Looks like Aricat Aresta have control over this site right now. And it looks like Rudys is still pretty far away. Does she have lineups from mid?
I think she does. She probably does. Why else would she be positioned around that spot? But still, the push has to be defended. And right now, Alyssa and Rosey are trying to do their best with this. The wall has been up though, but oh my god, the defuse! They still go for it, man. 14-14.
I think after getting those kills, they probably...
Toxic screen from TC Arise up over on the B side, and they're pushing in along with this. capriciouS really, really courageous right now, just going in aggressively, trying to create as much space as possible for a team so that they can get the plant down safely. Still though, a little bit too far up. It allows for Aricat to take a couple of kills, and right now Alyssa pushing up close. She's able to find yet another burst, and then the spray in towards Ali. They managed to take them down. Place to push, but the panel is easily taken off. So you don't get to stall with the wall anymore. And now they've actually pushed past the wall. You got space over by mid. Still though, it actually did a good job of buying so much time because now they only have 40 seconds left, and Alexy's trying to put a stop to it, trying to throw a wrench in their plans, but unfortunately she gets taken out. capriciouS though doing such a great job, just over the top of that one wall, over the top of screens, taking down 2 players. Now it's up to Noxy as well as Rudys to get the spike down. What a flick! The headshot is good! Now she gets, Ali kind of square in the head, but thankfully Ali sidestepped back towards rafters. Gets information as well. She knows where they are. Just needs to get the duels. Sneaking around the side.
She has to make a sound though.
Find them. They spot her out, and Noxy gets the flick with 3 HP remaining.